shipping true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang.
For the past 3-4 days I've been under the weather. I must kind of cold or something. I haven't been feeling good. I took off a couple days from work. It's kind of took me away from building this thing and the rest of my models, most of my projects I got going. Okay, this is a restoration project. I made a video of this once before, probably about 6 years ago, I'm thinking. And I'm restoring this. This is the Edmund Fitzgerald at a scale of 1/16 scale. Okay, this used to be a kit. They don't make this no more. This kit originally was made by Cars Hobby out of Duluth, Minnesota. I bought this kit back in 1995, so this thing's probably about 26, 27 years old. And it's getting old, and doing a lot of restoration work on it. I'm getting it all straightened out. It'd be a fast restoration because most of it's in the engineering actor houses and also the forward the pilot house and everything. This model is 49 inches long. It's big. The Big Fitz was built by Ogilvy and Norton out of River Row, Michigan. She's 729 feet long. And there's a lot of stories about this ship. And there's a lot of things on this ship that hasn't been dug out yet, except for people who actually was on this ship and know a lot of problems that was wrong with it before it reached its demise on the Witch in November of 1975. I can remember I was in the military then when that happened. I was on deck standing a watch, boatswain of the watch in the pilot house. And I went down there after I got off watch. I went down below the cruise quarter and watched television down there. Harry Reasoner used to be a news anchor. He popped up and says a shipwreck off the Great North American Great Lakes off Lake Superior. It was a giant ore carrier, the SS Edmund Fitzgerald. All 29 men were lost. And with these 29 men lost, it was the mystery of it was it was catastrophic and it was sudden. There was no mayday. The last words that was repeated by Captain Sorley. Actually, it wasn't that Captain Sorley. It was his first mate. It's probably Jack. What the hell was that guy's man's name? Jack McCarthy. John McCarthy. He was the first mate. They were having conversations back and forth to the Anderson, which is about 10 miles behind them. And he reported about 3:30 in the afternoon. He had the 2 vents missing, a fence rail missing, and taken on the starboard list, which suggests either he bottomed out or he had a stress fracture. Coast Guard's findings says there was a complacency due to hatch covers. I ain't buying that. You got a lot of seasoned sailors out there. Even captains who've been aboard these ships know how the Great Lakes really is. And these hatch covers, fellas, they weigh tons. They weigh tons. Mr. Woodard, he was Swedish captain of one of the ore carriers out there. He said he's been at sea really rough like that before. Went down below, checked the hold. Says sometimes a cup of water would come through. Not that much. Not that much water would come through. So the water he was taking in was from underneath the ship. The hatch covers didn't give in. The only time they found the hatch covers that gave in was the initial shock of the lake bed. When that ship was going about 30 miles an hour when it hit that damn bedrock down there. Of course, you know what happens when you hit something, the inertia throws everything forward, and it causes things to break and hatches to come off. That's how they came off. But actually, what it was, the ship was really old. She was 17 years old, and there was Captain Walton. He said that this big Fitz had a lot of problems. They said the keel was coming loose. They had to shovel welding rods underneath the keel and weld it shut in there to keep it from separating from the bottom plating. Edmund Fitzgerald was the first time it was built prefab by using sectional subdivisions construction. They'd build so much of the ship, it was watertight, and they shove it out in the water and it'll float. Then make another one and come over, and they join it together and they go inside and they weld the ship from inside. That's how they constructed these things. I believe, from the testimony of Captain Cooper, the man's 100% correct. And like he said, I don't care what anybody says. Either she had a stress fracture or she bottomed out. There's a lot of uncharted shoals out there that were on the Canadian side that weren't charted. Captain Walton believes that Edmund Fitzgerald went out there by Chummy Bank. There's only about 25 to 30 feet of water out there. When the ship was wave action, when it bottomed out, it's like wave action. See, one thing about the Great Lakes, guys, is the difference between North Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, all oceans, saltwater oceans. Yes, the seas are very rough out there. They're very dangerous, like that of the Great Lakes. But the Great Lakes is different because it's fresh water. All it is an oversized pond, and you got volatile air masses coming in from here, there, and everywhere. It's just like this pond where I used to sail my sailboats at Metal Run. Now, when I take my sailboats out there, the wind was coming all different directions out there. So that's pretty much how the Great Lakes is. The water out there in the Great Lakes out there just pounds you. Constantly pounding. Very tough water. Another significant factor that came up on the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald, on the last expedition that went down there, they found a corpse down there, a deceased sailor. It shows it on there, but they don't mention it. You can see him laying there. He's laying there on his belly. And believe it or not, it looks like he's entirely there. It looks like a figure that's from Pompeii. When that thing blew up, that volcano, everybody froze in position like that because of all that ash right there. That's how he looked like. He looked like a frozen statue. He looked like a statue that was just laying on the bottom of the seabed. He had overalls on, and he had a life preserver on, a life jacket on. So I imagine those guys were blown out to the pilot house immediately when that thing hit the water. Aft, I believe what happened is a lot of people got hurt down there, and some that didn't get hurt. They were trapped in air pockets down there, and they stayed full of air about as much as the air could last in there, and they went out, and it was probably vacated by water. Okay, now Jack Cars, the Cars Hobbies, this man passed away. His business is no longer there anymore. This kit was all balsa hull, solid balsa hull. They had to use templates to be able to make the hull. Okay, the restoration so far, I've been working on the pilot house and the forward structures. I got a lot of work to do there. I got it taped over here to the side. I got a sand down over here, which I've already had. I'm going to go ahead and prime that and airbrush that off-white color. The same thing's got to be done on the other side. Then it'll start going aft. With all further ado, I'm going to pick this bad boy up. We'll take a look at it. You got to excuse me, guys. I haven't got a webcam yet. I went down there. I must have went down there at a bad day called Black Friday. I went down there to Best Products to buy a camera. Oh, they had a camera right. It was a 4 model, but they had none in stock to sell, so that was very discouraging. So I'll wait till next week. Okay, I'm going to pick this bad girl up and we'll take a look at her. That's the ass section right there. You got to do a lot of painting on the aft to get that squared away. And there's the bow section right here. You can see these thrusters right here, bow thrusters. When she did, fellas, she was really just like this in the water. She was laying low. She was sinking. Bopping and a bopping and a bopping and a hogging in the road. But Bernie Cooper says he get hit by 3 sisters. biggest waves he ever seen. He said, "I'm coming right towards the big Fitz." And he warned him. He told him, "Look, guys, you got 3 big waves coming towards your direction." Well, it got there. When it got there, it rolled across his deck. When it did, it pushed the ship down, and she took a nosedive. Bam! And she broke. Probably right about this area here. That's where I think the stress fracture was at. Because if you turn a hull over like that, when it's ruptured like that, remember there's a big old crack right there. A stress fracture. It's cracked out. It's taken on water. When that thing hit, the screw separated from the keel, and it torqued with the screw, and it turned the back section of the hull upside down, killing all men. Okay, well, I feel a little better, guys. I'm getting hot and this thing get done. I've been feeling that much kind of cold. I got some knucklehead I want to work with. This guy comes to work not feeling good. I know damn well he's going to affect everybody. First time I had a cold like this in about 30 years. I get sick like this once in a while every 30, 40 years. I'm feeling a lot better now. I got to work tomorrow, so I can work the stuff off. And I'll feel a lot better. I'm sorry I have been away from the camera for a while, guys. You know, like I say, I've been sick, you know, and oh yeah, I'll buy a new computer. My old computer took a dive on me. Well, I had it for 10 years. So, nothing lost, Mr. Christian. When something goes wrong, get buy another one. So I got a new computer here. Okay, guys, I'm going to call this video short right now and get it over with. I'm going to go back to bed. I'm a little tired. I'm not that tired, just when you don't feel good, it makes you tired. So sleep is the best medicine in the world for a cold. It gives you antibodies time to do its job. Okay, make Mama happy. Take care of the little ones. Stay focused when you drive. Spend wisely and beware of your surroundings, guys. It's wintertime already. It's time to buy yourself a couple kits. Get hot on them. And I'll be back in full action probably by maybe by Sunday or Monday this week coming up. I got more videos this coming up. I got the other stuff coming here too. I've got the, oh yeah, on my F3F. Remember my F3F I showed you? This is by Accurate Miniatures, 1/48 scale F3F2. No, yeah. I got that all covered in bare metal. All I gotta do is paint the wings. Done. On the steerman, I got both fuselages painted. I did those oils in there. Here's the lingerie, the pilot and student compartment. ICM did a wonderful job incorporating that. It's coming along nicely. Everything is coming along nicely, so I just got to get feeling better so I get hot on these things. Okay, again, this is Frankie Day signing off Frankie Day Models. The next video will be video number 2 on the Big Fitz, and we'll get that for you probably out in another day or so. So thank you very much, guys, for your wonderful views and your comments. I'm honored each one of you. I love you, fellas. You guys take care of yourselves. We'll catch you on the next video. Bye, fellas. Take care of yourself, boys.